Professor Dave Belanger.
Okay, so I'm a professor emeritus. I'm retired from the physics department at UCSC, and so you asked me some questions. How did I get interested in this field? And unlike most people, I knew I wanted to be a scientist when I was real little, and always taking things apart, always doing things. And trying to put them back together sometimes. and so I was always very curious. So I knew I wanted to be something like an engineer or a scientist. But as I learned mathematics and I studied actually the philosophy of science and the philosophy of physics, I got really interested in that. And so I naturally became attracted to physics. So that's what I studied. All my degrees were in physics. And I got my PhD at UC Santa Barbara, and I did a postdoc at Brookhaven National Lab, and then I came here in 1984, so a long time ago. And so I taught for 36 years, I think. So, yeah, so just taking things apart and building things, I just loved it. And I loved math, but I also loved building things with my fingers and my hands. So I became an experimentalist. Okay, so that's how I became interested in it.
Can you tell us about the time you built your first telescope?
So it was between my junior and senior year in high school.
What am I doing?
And I loved astronomy, and so I got a little book on how to build a telescope by Sam Brown. It's just a short little thing, but I studied that, and I learned all the optics and the mathematics I needed, and then I learned how to test the optics and build it. And then I was from a very big family, so we didn't have much money, so I learned how to make things in order to make the telescope. So the stand was made from plumber's pipe, and the counterweight was a coffee can with cement in it. But I ground the mirror, so it was a 6-inch mirror, and I ground one piece against another piece of glass, and I learned how to do that. And I learned how to test it. So I had to go into the garage and shut the garage and wait till it equilibrated in temperature, and then I would do the testing with a knife edge. So after a while, I finally got to a really nice mirror, and then I made, it was just scrap things, I made a telescope, and it worked really well. So yeah, it was a really good telescope. And so that helped me get interested in physics. Yeah. So. And it's interesting, when I was the acting dean here of sciences, the Lick Observatory invited me to come and see how they polished the mirrors for the Keck telescopes in Hawaii. They're polished here, and use the same techniques, except they're really big pieces, so they had machines that would actually do exactly the same thing and coat it exactly the same way, except they had better coating. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same technology.
Okay, next question. If you were doing your current job, what would you do? If you were doing your current job, what would you do?
If I was doing my current job?
No, if you weren't doing your current job.
Oh, I can't imagine doing anything except science. So I worked at a national laboratory for a few years, and I didn't like it because people told me what I had to do. So when I came here, then all of a sudden I'm my own boss, and I got to think about things I wanted to think about and do the research I wanted to. So it's hard for me to imagine doing anything else. And so I am just really, really happy. I had a career doing exactly what I wanted to, and people actually paid me to do it. So what could be better? Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, sure.